So the numbers that we used in the report are based on accounts of witnesses that we interviewed or victims that we interviewed, and also the work that was done by LGBT network in St. Petersburg. So they said that at least 40 people came forward and asked them for help, either through their hotline or coming to their offices. And so in combination with our own data, our own accounts, we can say that there are dozens of people who have been detained and beaten and threatened. And the number of people affected by it is definitely higher than 100. Let's start by saying that the methods that are being used by law enforcement in Chechnya in this anti-gay campaign, gay violence, they're not new methods. So they're methods that have been used by Kadyrov's authorities for at least a decade and perhaps longer, basically with complete impunity, with blessing from Kremlin. So what's new here is that it's never before been an organized campaign against LGBT. And of course, it's obvious that a campaign of that level, of that magnitude, it could not happen without approval, sanction from the authorities of the Republic. And they are extremely trustworthy and they helped dozens of people. Several people we talked to mentioned Speaker of Parliament, Magomed Daudov, as being present during some of those interrogations. And Novaya Gazeta also reported that either his name was mentioned and victims who were beaten or beaten or tortured in those detention places, they heard police mention that name to each other. So we believe that he was one of the key figures behind this purge. All of them we did not interview in Chechnya. They were out of Chechnya by that. That people who were subjected to this, they are terrified. They're very frightened of coming forward, and they don't feel there are enough guarantees, provided by law or provided by authorities clearly to protect them should they come forward and should they tell all the specifics. So they're prepared to reveal that information to human rights groups. They're not prepared to, perhaps go on record and file complaint because they're scared, and that is a specific that should be kept in mind by the authorities if they're serious about investigating this properly.
Come to you, or did you find them?
We feel that international pressure really works. So keeping international pressure on Russian authorities proved to make them want to apply pressure on Ramzan Kadyrov and his people. And in Chechnya today, the law is the word of Ramzan Kadyrov.